guys, it's Eddie here from Dilleen Property. Today I want to share with you a strategy, a way you can build a passive income through holding a property portfolio. For this example, we're going to use 10 properties. Now, to speak from experience, I've got 14 properties myself as of this time we shoot the video. Say for example you're one of the lucky few people who actually get to 10 properties, and I've covered a few different tips and strategies on a way you can reach and build a property portfolio of 10 plus properties. Say for example, once you get to 10 properties, so we'll start off over here and we'll draw the amazing properties that we've got. And they'll probably get more ugly as they go. Hopefully not the case in real life, of course. So we've got 10 properties, and let's say for example each of these properties is worth $250,000 each, so each of them is worth 250k, so all up you got 2.5 mil worth of property, right? Each of them's 250,000, and let's just say for example for this case scenario, each property rents for around $375 per week. $375 per week rent. Right, so each property is worth $250,000. Each of them rents out for $375 per week. Now, for people that may be watching the video and think that you can't buy properties for $250,000 and that will rent out for $375 per week, check out some other videos, because I'll show you some properties that we've recently bought for myself and for clients in metro areas that have figures that look like this. Now, it could be the property, it could work with the same with properties worth $350,000, $150,000, etc. Rule of thumb, always like sticking to metro areas. Within half an hour to an hour of a metro CBD. But yeah, so basically right here, the $375 per week, and say you did 80% lends for these properties, so you probably got a loan of each of them of $200,000. $375 per week is enough to overall generally cover things like the mortgage on principal and interest. You might have some principal, some interest only, depending on how you do it and how you work it. There's no right or wrong. I've done lots of different things with my property portfolio, but $375 per week is a good strong yield cash flow position. So that's about a 7, almost 8% rental yield. So if that's enough to pay things like your council rates as well. So say you got your mortgage, and then you got council rates, and you got water, then you got management fees, then you got insurance, and maybe strata if you're buying townhouses or units. So that's $375 per week with a $200,000 mortgage. Depending on what interest rate and all that kind of stuff, there's a lot of different things you take into consideration. But overall, your whole portfolio would overall be a neutral position. Generally, it might be positive, geared by $10,000 a year. It might be minus by a little bit, but overall, it's enough to take care of itself. So your position today, if you've got 10 properties today, might be zero, right? But what can happen over the next 10 years is all you have to do, this is very conservative. $375 per week are the rents for each of these properties today. Over 10 years, so let's just go 10 years later. And see what the scenario looks like. Rents are inflationary. Rents, 10 years previous, they weren't $375, they were probably $250, $200, and then rents 10 years and 10 years ago before that, they used to be a lot less. In 10 years time, there's a very, very good chance these will be renting for $500 a week, right? It's very, very good probability. Let's just say even if worst case scenario, they only go up $100 per week, right? So 10 years later, each of them's renting for $475 per week. So what that essentially means is you get an extra $100 per week. $100 per week per property in your pocket, and you've got 10 of them times 100. So, you know, that's $52,000 per year in passive income, because you've got 10 properties that are providing $100 per week in a positive geared after all expenses, and then, you know, $1,000 a week times 52 weeks in a year, $52,000 per annum. That's ultra conservative. You could probably increase your rents by $100 per week within, 5 years. All you have to do is pump up the rents $20 per property per year for 5 years, and you can do that. One of my first property I bought, it was only rented out for $200 or $220 per week, right? And that was seven or 8 years ago. Now that's renting out for like $320, $340. So that's gone up $120 per week over a 7-year period. And I've got other properties in my portfolio that have all raised the rents over time. So the more properties you hold, once you can reach this, property portfolio of 5, 10, 15 properties, the more the better, obviously. As long as you've got a really good cash flow position based on what your the value of the properties you bought, over the course of time, this passive income is going to happen whether you like it or not. The rents are going to naturally, inflate over time. So that's just one strategy. Hope you've, I guess that's shared a little bit of my thoughts and I guess what can happen with building a portfolio and trying to get to that passive income. There's lots of other ways to do it. You can build a portfolio, sell half and pay the others outright, etc. And then you got your property portfolio unencumbered, the rest of it. This is just one strategy of where you keep all your portfolio, and don't forget that over 10 years you're paying principal and interest. Your loans would be a lot less as well. So if you had $2.5 million worth of property and you had 80% lens on that, your loans would probably have gone down $400,000 or $500,000 within that 10-year period as well. So you're building your net worth position, and on top of that, in 10 years your $2.5 million portfolio is probably going to be worth $5 million, if it doubles in the next 10 years. Even if it doesn't, you still got a passive income, and so thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you in the next video. Bye.